I love I like being alone in my truck. I like the quiet. I like my thoughts. I'm happy, always happy to walk in the door. And it always seems like I'm just as happy walking out on Monday morning to jump in this truck. I love the brotherhood. It's cool to pull into a truck stop and see the boys still sitting in lawn chairs with their guitars. And you can just grab your guitar, walk over, and you don't even have to ask about names. We're truck drivers.
He is a very conscientious employee, extremely professional, cares a great deal about his peers, about the industry, and is family oriented for sure. And it comes across in his demeanor and everything that he does throughout his day. He's just a real pro.
He lives and breathes trucking. If every trucker were like Justin, the world would be a better place.
Yeah, I was born in Petawawa, Pembroke, Ontario. I was a base brat. My dad was in the military. He did 12 years in the military and got out and opened himself up a radio shack in Brockville. And my mom still maintained running the household. We weren't rich. We certainly, we weren't poor. We were real happy. And yeah, hard work from my father and love from my mom.
Joined the military in 1989. Had a bucket list of things that I wanted to check off and accomplish. I wanted to represent my country.
I was in Bosnia from 92 and 93, and we were in some pretty heavy stuff there. Not as bad as some, but a lot worse than others.
Snipers were a big thing there. I got shot at a few times. We found a mass grave, and that was just ethnic cleansing on their way out. The Serbs would kick the tops off the lids of the Croatian graves, shoot the dead bodies, just to play a mental game. And then they would leave the tops off. The weather where I was at was a lot like it is here. So rain would fill those cement boxes. The bones would float to the top. Wild animals would come and pull the bodies everywhere. The Padre showed up with their hazmat suits on and a group of people, and they would pick up, make sure you've got one skull in that box. Make sure you've got, one pelvis bone in that. Anything that you could signify as one person, that would go in. And then you did your best to match both. And then they would close the lid, move to the next one. That was pretty crazy.
And I came back with a little post-traumatic stress, and it was just from the things that I saw while I was there, and some of the events that I was actually involved in. Driving a truck, being alone, having my thoughts and being comfortable with them, it's really helped me. And I think that my military training to deal with the stress, assess the situation, be able to fall back on what you know, what you've been learned, and that kind of ability really plays out in this truck to make me not be a stressful driver, not in rush hour, not in adverse conditions. I think that it's therapy for me.
I would have to say that Justin's military career, prior to becoming a professional driver, served him extremely well. I'm convinced that's what makes up his character. That is a big part of who and why Justin is the way he is, and the military service and his achievements there, I believe, are serving this industry extremely well.
How did I start to get into trucking? I was a consultant down in the United States, and that had just finished up, and I was looking for a new adventure.
My buddy asking me if I wanted to go driving over the winter, he was kind of looking for someone to run team with, and he knew I would be up for it because basically I'm up for anything, especially at that point in my life. And driving to me I was really comfortable driving. I could go all night.
For Justin, this is way more than just a job. Anybody who spends 3 minutes in the same room with Justin Martin will know that this guy is completely passionate. He's all in about this industry. He's a wonderful advocate for the Canadian trucking industry and the Ontario industry in general, and certainly for ITS here. We could not be prouder.
Somehow he's picked up, maybe it's to his time in the armed forces, I'm not sure, but he's very safety oriented and he wants all drivers to think safety first. He loads up his videos on YouTube. He's trying to educate other drivers, younger drivers and older drivers. He thinks of things differently. He has a very open mind in how to look at things, and I think everybody should listen to him.
Having been a road knight for the last year and 3/4, it's been amazing. And getting to be a road knight, getting to go to those schools, talk to those kids, talk about safety, talk about careers with the ones that are leaving high school and going to college, but talking to those little kids, the ones that want to get up in this truck and honk that horn, they want to hear that horn, that's the best. To represent the OTA, to wear their crest, to know that I'm representing my company, that's a lot of pride. It's been a heck of an experience. The first thing my dad did say when I told him about it, he was the first person that I told that I was receiving this honor, was that your mom would be proud. So that was a tough one, because she's not here. I'm down in Ohio, and the day was already filled with a million thoughts, because it was the memorial of my mom passing away, June 21st. And then I get a phone call saying, hey, so we're gonna pick you as driver of the year. And I was like, you know, you called Justin Martin, right? I couldn't even talk for like a minute solid, because I was trying to digest that somehow you guys got a hold of me on her memorial. It's crazy. And I said, yeah, well, she set this up, damn right. If, you know, if there is a place where people's energies hang out and affect us, she's there, and she's proud of me.
Oh, what the hell, she says, I just can't win for losing. And she lays back down. Man, there's so many times I don't know what I'm doing, like I don't know now.
The Driver of the Year award is something that I'll be able to, you know, use as a tool to show my son.
I kind of use this as an example. I said, Ben, Daddy doesn't deserve this. But because I put 110 in just to do whatever I'm gonna do, if I've decided to do it, it's getting done right. And I'm gonna be full bore. And that it clicked with him, because I'm trying to get him to think about that with his school and with his dirt bike and with everything he does. I just said, you just gotta remember, if you've decided to do something, then why would you half-ass it? Do it hardcore, man.
What's next for me? I don't know. All I know is that this job allows me to give my son a better life. I just want to put a smile on his face.
Is trying to make him have memories, and memories for however much longer I get to hold on to them.